On the very top of the hill are two fortresses, a larger one called Rocca Maggiore and a smaller one called Rocca Minore. We're going to visit the larger of the fortresses, and we're walking up through the narrow streets, and I see this young boy riding his bicycle, and we sort of bump into each other. Continuing our climb up, the view is beautiful. Opportunities to look down over the mountain, look up through the medieval architecture of the buildings. We're going to Rocca Maggiore. Rocca means fortress or rock, depending upon how one wants to interpret that. I didn't realize at the time that you could drive your car almost up to the fortress, and as a result I hiked up from the historic center all the way up. It was about 45-minute walk carrying camera and gear. Here's some wonderful view of the outside of the fortress. Coming in through the entrance, this is the first courtyard that one comes across. Looking out through the windows, I should say fortification openings where they would shoot arrows or do whatever one does at that time. We're going to do a panorama of Assisi from that tower in the distance. Very well restored fortress. And I come across this little doorway and my curiosity is piqued, and so let's climb down the stairs. I can barely, my shoulders are touching on each side as I'm walking down carrying my camera gear, wondering what clever little place I will find at the bottom of the stairs. And to my dismay, all that I find is a window. Perhaps it at one time led to a different place. Walking back through the courtyard, we now go down into the passageway, which looks like it might make a good scene in someone's horror film. Climbing up the stairs to the top. It was incredibly windy. I was having a hard time keeping the camera steady when I did this pan because the wind was just blowing so hard up there. Looking down at Piazza San Giacomo, there are horses getting ready for the blessing of the horses in Piazza St. Clair. A few zooms in and zooms out of the famous places that are in the historic district of Assisi. A little bit of haze. Here's Rocca Minore. You could interpret that as being the minor or the lesser fortress, depending upon your interpretation of the word. Just outside of the historic district, down the hill, is the sanctuary of San Damiano. St. Clair was a follower of St. Francis, and she started the Poor Clares and became abbess and lived here for a great many years. This is also the location where St. Francis, at the age 20, heard the voice from the Crucifix and was instructed to repair and restore this chapel, which had been led to disrepair over the many years. Wonderful frescoes. Once again, walking in through the doorway into the courtyard, I didn't realize that one was not supposed to take pictures, but they caught up with me in a few moments, and that's all we see on the inside. There's no signs that say no cameras or no photography inside, so I just walked in the door. Group of students participating in song and liturgy. Beautiful flowers all over the place. And that's San Damiano.